On this episode, Rosey and I went to Bowral in New South Wales, and we went and visited the Bradman Centre, which was all about cricketing legend Don Bradman.
In 1927, Don Bradman burst onto the Australian stage, scoring a century in his first Sheffield Shield match at the age of 19. The boy from Bowral had seen thrilled crowds everywhere, breaking records at home and abroad. To Australians, he was a hero, a country boy made good, a symbol of promise in a time of fear and anxiety brought by the economic hardships of the Great Depression. By the time of the 1932-33 Ashes series, he was regarded as a peerless batsman and a significant threat to English cricket supremacy.
But the hardest nut for the MCC team to crack will be the indomitable Don Bradman. His form in the preliminary matches of the present tour has not lived up to our memories of him over here. But we have a suspicion that the little wizard with the willow may pull out something special for the test. Harold Larwood will be putting down his expresses which may, or may not, dismiss this wonder batsman cheaply again.
Facing probable defeat at the hands of the young Bradman, England captain Douglas Jardine took action. He was convinced that Bradman had occasionally flinched against short pitch bowling during his tour of England in 1930. So Jardine instructed his bowlers to bowl at the batsman or down the line of the body. In the time before batsmen wore protective equipment, this was viewed as dangerous and unfair. The Australian press dubbed the tactic body. Fieldsmen were strategically positioned on the leg side to entrap a batsman who risked both injury and the loss of his wicket while protecting his body. The third test in Adelaide was one of the most acrimonious ever played.
It was a tightly packed round saw England take the field for Australia's first innings at Adelaide. Larwood is faster today than ever, and this slow-motion study reveals his action very clearly. He is in great form and bowls to a leg trap to which Bradman falls a victim when he has only scored 8. Australia are not in a very happy position.
Australia's captain Bill Woodford was struck over the heart by a sharp delivery, and Bert Oldfield suffered a fractured skull. There were two teams out there, Bill Woodford stated. One is trying to play cricket, the other is not. However appalled he may have been, Woodford refused to retaliate and further tarnish the game he loved. Only the police presence in Adelaide prevented a riot. The Australian Board of Control for International Cricket called for a ban of bodyline and sent a telegram to the Marylebone Cricket Club, the keepers of the laws of the game. Bodyline bowling has assumed such proportions as to menace the best interests of the game. In our opinion, it is unsportsmanlike. The English refused the request, demanding a retraction and threatening the finances of the Australian game by suggesting the series be cancelled. Many in England thought the Australians were exaggerating the dangers and trying to redefine what they called leg theory. With emotions on both sides running high, the controversy suddenly spread to the political arena. The Australian Prime Minister, Joseph Lyons, feared animosity directed towards his homeland could lead to a boycott of Australian imports by British consumers at the height of the Depression. Lyons intervened, meeting with the Australian cricket authorities to demand a retraction and ensure any further correspondence would not add fuel to a raging fire. One of the men at the centre of the controversy was Harold Larwood. His exceptional fast bowling served as Jardine's greatest weapon. Larwood, along with opening partner Bill Bose, menaced the Australians throughout the series. Unlike the Australians, England's cricketers were a mix of professional and amateur. If professional cricketers refused their captain's instructions, they risked disciplinary action. Larwood was a professional and bowled where he was told. Gubby Allen, an amateur fast bowler, defied Jardine and refused to bowl bodyline, which he felt was not in keeping with the spirit of the game. Following the series, the game's governors in England sought to offset the negative way the matches had been conducted. But instead of holding their captain to account, they requested that Larwood apologise for his bowling throughout the series. Larwood refused, outraged at the suggestion that he be penalised for following orders. He was never selected to play for England again. In 1950, after his retirement, he and his family settled in Australia. With the use of bodyline, Jardine succeeded in bringing down not only the number of Bradman's runs to an all-time Test Series low, but more significantly, the social and political bond between two nations. England won the Ashes 4-1, but their victory is forever tainted by the sun, which led to a revision of the laws, thereby restricting the number of fieldsmen behind square leg. Bodyline still has a powerful resonance within the world of cricket today.
What a great museum to visit. And we also learnt that it wasn't just about Don Bradman, but it was about cricket in the whole. We learnt about Indigenous cricket, international cricket, the World Series, and women's cricket. And I think we spent the whole day there, come to think of it. We spent a fair bit of money in the souvenir shop as well. Good times. If you're ever out at Bowral, make sure you take time out and go and visit the Don Bradman Centre. Thanks for watching.